Hello everybody, I'm Chase and I'm back with a new video, and today we're going to be talking about the other programming blocks inside the green action tab. So last week we worked on these blocks right here, which are the move steering blocks. Now these are pretty good for movement, but you're going to want to be able to use these other blocks down here. And some of them are just fun, like the brick status light and the sound blocks. But we'll also be talking about the medium motor. So today you're going to want to build the medium motor attachment for this robot, and the instructions and how to attach it to your robot will be in the description below. So after you've built the medium motor and attached it and wired everything up and such, you should be ready to start doing this. Now the first thing I'd like to do is, since we're not going to be using this today, let's make a new program. So you click Add Program Experiment and New Program, and then you can rename it whatever you want. You don't even have to rename it, but I think it's a little bit more organized if you do. So I'll just put Medium Motor Tests. Okay, now that we're done with that, we can do some more programming. So the first block I want to use is the medium motor block. So this is the only way to use the medium motor. And so it works the same way as the other motor blocks, and its default port is A. So it works the same way. You got power, you can go 100, negative 100, backwards and forwards. We got rotations, which is the same way. And you can put on, off, on for seconds, on for degrees, and on for rotations. And these will all do the same things as the other blocks. The other blocks I'd like to talk about before we get into anything more is the large motor block, which is the same as the move steering block, but it only controls one motor. It's much like the medium motor block. This one will use rotations and power and has all the same settings as the other blocks. And then we also have the move tank block, which will work the same way as move steering and the other motor blocks, except you can control two motors with one block, and you can control power individually, but the rotations each motor will go the same distance. So it's helpful for turns and such. And also, if you're using a treaded robot, much like the one I usually use, that one will also work. It also has the all the same settings. But for now, we'll stick with the medium motor block. So we'll just make it go up for now. So just to go over it, once your robot is powered up and you plug the USB cable into your computer and your robot, you'll want to save. So what I usually do to save is to press Control S on the computer. But another way you can save is by clicking File up in the top left here and clicking Save Project. You can also click Save Project As if you would like to rename it, or save it in a different location. Now that the robot is all booted up, we can use the download key. Once we click download, it'll play a sound, and we're off the program. So just to run over how the robot goes again, you want to move to the second tab, go down to your project, highlight your program, and then click the center button to run it. Now this program has stalled, which means it can't get past the block. So you just press the back button, and it will solve that issue for you to go fix it in the programming. So to fix your program from stalling out, what you'll need to do is figure out where you went wrong. Well, in this program right here, the motor tries to move the arm too far. See, no matter where you start the arm on this robot, it cannot move an entire rotation, because it will run into the body of the robot and get stuck. Now you see in programming the Lego robot on this software, it won't just skip ahead. So if I put this block here, it wouldn't get to this block because this one right here couldn't finish because it's running into the robot. So to fix that problem, after you've stopped it from running and forcing itself by pressing this back button right here, all you have to do is lower the value so that it doesn't run into itself. You can also run into things later when the motors run into themselves, and it won't be able to move forward. So turning this down should fix that issue. Now that we've finished using the medium motor for now, I want to talk about some of the other blocks down here. So we could go through all these motor blocks, but since you've used the medium motor and move steering blocks, they're all pretty much the same. So I want to go into display, sound, and brake status light. So these blocks are pretty interesting. We have the brake status light, which can play different lights, right? So you can turn on the light and it'll you can do different colors. It can do red, orange, and green, and it can also do pulse or not pulse. But pulsing is the standard. The different color, you can have the robot light up for different colors and such. But as it is now, the robot will have green flashing while it's running, or solid green while it's not running a program. It'll have orange and flashing orange for when it's running or not running a program, but it's on the low power. When your robot's on low power, it can perform differently. So you want to have your robot always at full power. The Lego Education set should come with the battery pack, so you can plug it into the wall and always have it at full power. But if you're using normal batteries, it'll last a little bit longer, so you shouldn't have to worry about it too much, but replace your batteries pretty often. And then red is it's dying, turning on or off for the lights. There's also different ways you can use this block. So you can have it say once it completes doing something, or while it's running a certain part of your program, you can have it flash different lights if you want it to indicate what it's doing. It might help you in some cases, tell you what the robot's thinking. There's the sound block, which can you can control the volume, and the play type, which repeats, play once, or wait for completion. And then you click file name, and there's a whole bunch of different sounds. So in Lego sound files, it comes with a whole bunch of different sounds like animals, if you want cat purr, or colors like black and blue. It says the colors. Expression like boo and cheering, and then there's also system sounds like that the robot plays on its own. So when it connects to your computer, or when you click on something in there, or power up, power down, you can do a whole bunch of different sounds. That can also be helpful if you want your program to talk or say what it's noticed. You can make it do different things like that. You can also have it play a tone with different notes on the keyboard, or play a tone and it'll play at a frequency. And then the last block in here that I need to talk about is the display block. The display block is pretty interesting because you can do text, shapes, images, or reset the screen for your robot. So it'll display right in this screen. And then to do that, you can do image files like different expressions like smiles and hearts, or open mouth, or swearing, objects like bombs and lights off, pirate, target. And then there's also system ones like the accept buttons and the alert buttons, and it says it's waiting or playing a program. And then you can also do you can also do shapes, and you can draw shapes all you want, Or you can also do text, which is also helpful. Sometimes you want to write text. And if you click this button right here, it'll display it. A preview of it. Here, I'll move this down here so we can see it a little bit better. You can position things a little bit better by using the sliders here, and you can type whatever you want, you know. You can type hello and then center it in the screen. And you can also click different font sizes if you want it to be smaller or bigger. And you can also change the color from black to white. So there you go. These blocks are mostly for fun, but you can have them indicate when programs finish running a certain part of it, or you really are looking exactly what's going on in your program. When you get the more complex programming, it can help a lot. Alright, so in next video, I will start talking about some of these other blocks in the flow control section. Some of these are really helpful for when you're doing more advanced programs, and you're going to really start using these blocks, such as the wait and the loop blocks. They will really help you in the future. But that's all the time I have for today, so see you next time.